according to various news sources online, which I'll leave a link to in the description below, HBO have rejected Jesse Vargas as an opponent for Manny Pacquiao in November. And not only have they done that, but they've actually gone one step further and terminated Manny Pacquiao's HBO contract altogether. That's right, Pacquiao's long-standing relationship with HBO appears to have come to an end because of his decision to select Jesse Vargas as an opponent. And if this information is accurate, which it appears to be at this time, then in my opinion, this is indicative of how far Manny Pacquiao's stock has fallen since losing to Floyd Mayweather, because Jesse Vargas is a world title holder. If you rewind back 2 years, I find it highly doubtful that HBO would have dropped Manny Pacquiao for fighting a title holder, a welterweight like Jesse Vargas. Much less dropping him altogether out of his contract. But because his stock has fallen, in my opinion, they want Pacquiao to take on somebody who could potentially beat him. They want a passing of the torch fight. That's what HBO want. Terence Crawford is coming off the back of a dominant display in a pay-per-view, and they want to match him up against Pacquiao. They don't want Pacquiao to fight a non-pay-per-view fighter at this point. Because, this is just my interpretation. Perhaps I'm wrong. I'm not privy to all the numbers on the inside, although some people will probably know the numbers that I'm going to allude to now. The HBO pay-per-view numbers. Pacquiao's have not been that great. I think the Bradley fight wasn't that great, the third fight, in terms of pay-per-view numbers. So this is not a situation like it was 2-3 years ago where you could put Pacquiao in with anybody and it would sell well on pay-per-view. Since the Mayweather fight, particularly how disappointing that fight was, never mind the fact he lost, it was an anticlimax. Pacquiao's lost that kind of momentum. He's lost that kind of, I guess, market appeal with the wider audience. Obviously, he's still got his hardcore fans, but with the wider audience, I think Pacquiao's lost some luster. And so HBO want to see him in there against another guy who's pay-per-view in Terence Crawford in a very competitive fight. They want that passing of the torch. It is what it is. Anyway, this leaves Pacquiao and his promoter Bob Arum in a position where they're having to shop around for a broadcaster who's willing to show this Pacquiao-Jesse Vargas fight. There's potentially ESPN, also Showtime, the rivals of HBO. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I mean, I don't know if Showtime are going to hold a grudge or whatever. At the end of the day, they're into making money, they're into business, so if they have a free slot, they may well take Pacquiao Vargas, but will they be giving Pacquiao and Arum the kind of split that they want, given the strained relationship that they've had over the past couple of years? It remains to be seen. Will it even be on pay-per-view? I mean, it's hard to imagine a Pacquiao fight not being on pay-per-view these days. In the sense that it's hard to imagine Arum or Pacquiao accepting a platform showing a Pacquiao fight with it not being on pay-per-view. From the Arum and Pacquiao side, that's what I'm talking about. I find it hard to imagine that they would not want to be pay-per-view. Whereas Showtime and ESPN, they might say, well, yeah, we'll take you, but it ain't going to be pay-per-view. Which means a big hit in the pocket, obviously, for Arum and Pacquiao. Would they accept that? Or would Showtime do a pay-per-view? I don't know. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this particular piece of news. Is there the chance that Pacquiao will abandon this Jesse Vargas fight, do a U-turn and take on Terence Crawford just to make sure that he gets that money? I mean, as far as I can see, the door is not closed for working with HBO again in the future. But just for the time being, it seems to have been closed. As long as he's fighting the Jesse Vargases of the world, HBO are not interested. And in fact, I saw Max Kellerman, can't remember which broadcast it was. It was either on a HBO broadcast or it was on a YouTube interview maybe. But I saw Kellerman talking about the Pacquiao Jesse Vargas situation, and he was unimpressed, to say the least. He was openly saying that this is not the fight Pacquiao should be taking. This is an easy fight, etc., etc. And if Kellerman's openly saying that, then to me, that it was clear that this is not a fight that HBO are happy with. If one of their main broadcasters is coming out publicly and saying he don't like the fight, he's not going to do that without the approval of the HBO top brass. I'd find it unlikely anyway. So drop your comments below, people. Let me know how you feel about this situation. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.